See, what so many of you are missing out there is a self-care manual, a framework that you live by that protects your mental, emotional, and physical well-being, right? Whether you're going through the painful breakup, it becomes your safe haven for getting through that time period where it's otherwise really rough and difficult to find your sense of grounding again and get back on track. Or whether you have an issue just valuing yourself, maybe self-love, whatever the case is, it comes from not having a solid, vetted self-care manual framework. And not that you just have the framework, but that you live by it. See, most people, their problem is that they don't have one at all, right? To even try to live by it. But once you have one, you have to stay disciplined and consistent to living by it so it protects you when you need it most. And if you are going through that breakup or being cheated on or whatever right now, you need this most. So the first thing I want you to do is start mindfulness or meditation routines. And why are we going to do this? Because this helps you find your sense of calm and center, right? To understand what's swirling around up in your head and why it's there. So it doesn't torture you, and you can come to understand it, and you can start to bring it to a rested space. You can reduce your stress. And the primary focus and goal when you do these exercises is to always locate where the lie is in the negative narratives that you are believing or buying into. Am I saying that there's not some things that maybe have happened that have been negative towards you or whatever? No. But it's the conclusion you come to as a result about yourself or about your situation. That's the part that's usually the lie. Right? The idea that, oh, you're alone now, right? No one's going to want you now, or, that person doesn't love you because of the thing they did. All these things that has some negative meaning to you about you. So when you're sitting with these thoughts, your goal is to figure out where is the reason this is a lie. And if you can't find a reason why it's a lie, then start asking yourself, what do I need to do so it becomes a lie? That's our goal. I want you to take 10 to 15 minutes every morning. Especially if you don't have a normalcy or practice of doing this, you could lessen it down the road. But right now, every morning of mindfulness and meditation. So you're sitting there and you're just bringing a calm to yourself and bring your mind to a rest. And any thoughts swirling around that are negative, I want you to prove why they're a lie. Find and dig deep into your mind as to where you can find the reason that those thoughts, those conclusions you're coming to are lies, right? And if it's not a lie, what you need to do to make it a lie. This allows us to actually stop judging ourselves as much, start to understand ourselves, offer ourselves the self-compassion we deserve, and to move back towards our truth and away from those lies. Second thing, you're going to move into journaling. So after you do that kind of processing, I want you to move into a space of journaling your thoughts, the takeaways you got from those pieces. And then we're going to start to focus on your self-love building. This piece is so crucial because so often what gets us into trouble is that we don't value ourselves enough to where we let people do things that runs over us, right? Let us disrespect us, right? We keep going back to the person that's treating us wrong or breaking our trust because we're not loving ourselves enough to walk away from something that's not good for us. So what you're going to do when you journal this down is you're first going to write why you're deserving of immense love, why you're love worthy. And a lot of you guys are going to feel challenged by this. You'll say, well, I'm not because X, Y, Z. Understand this. Love is unconditional, right? It's the first thing we say. What is love? Love is unconditional. So the moment you put a condition on why you're love worthy, you just proved you don't understand what love really is, right? And a good way of catching this is if you think of maybe your little sister, little brother, or your daughter, or your son, and you ask yourself, well, when did they first become love worthy? And everyone says, like I've had this with so many clients time and time again, when I'm sitting in front of them, they say, well, I'm not love worthy because of whatever. I say, well, when did your child become love worthy? Oh, the moment they were born, right? So your child or your little brother or whomever can be love worthy just because they popped out, right? But you have to do all these things to earn your love, right? Right? Doesn't make sense. You're love worthy because you're here. So that's our starting foundation. You want to write out why you're extremely love worthy. But then we're going to go on top of that and we're going to write out, here's all the love worthy qualities I have that makes me a kick-ass person, right? Here's all the value I bring to other people's lives. And I know it's valuable and I know it's love worthy qualities because I see the impact it has on their lives. I see what it does for them and I know what it feels like to me when it's done for me. Then you're going to write down, here's what I'm going to start doing to honor these love-worthy qualities. Is if I was pouring love into my lover or to a person I really care for, here's how I would show them I appreciate all the love-worthy qualities that they have, right? You're going to do that for yourself based off of your qualities. And you're going to make a regular schedule of these activities you're going to do to pour that love into yourself, that acknowledgement of yourself. It should be reading this statement daily, first off, to affirm it to yourself, to remind yourself until it becomes something you know, right? It goes from understanding to knowing. And then we're going to set a schedule on the activities you're going to do and when you're going to do them on a consistent basis. That doesn't mean every day. It can be, but consistently. So it becomes a regular practice and a part of your life. Third, physical activity. Understand that we are physical beings, right? We're organic beings. And so much of your emotions, your emotional and mental state is set by your physical state, your physiology. How you use your body matters. So if you don't use your body in the ways that channels energy, then you're not going to have as much of it. It's harder to pull from the source that you have to make yourself vibrant. Help yourself be in a happier state, more productive headspace to go out there and accomplish things. So I need you doing something physically active that you enjoy, whether it's jogging, biking, swimming, dancing. Even if you need to start with just walking for 30 minutes a day, every day. We're priming your body to be best fit to feed your mind and your emotions what they need to give you the best results. Fourth thing we're going to do is set and maintain boundaries. Not just make the boundaries, not just set them, but we got to honor and hold to them. Boundaries only work if you keep them held up consistently. So what that means is you're going to write down, take some time to figure out what you require in order to be safe and protected physically, mentally, and emotionally. What boundaries need to be set to make sure you can protect those three core areas for yourself. Example, if you need personal time after work, maybe, right? Communicate this to your partner or your family member. For instance, set a boundary with them that for the first hour after you get home from work, that's your time to unwind uninterrupted. No one's allowed to bother you for that first hour so you can preserve and re-energize and boot your batteries. Or maybe it's communicating to someone the type of language that they can't use with you or the type of stuff in their environments they can't put you in, right? Things that protects your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. And if your boundaries are crossed or violated, you must address it immediately. And you start with figuring out what is the corrective course of action to make sure your boundaries can continue to be honored. And if that person is not willing or able to honor them, then you have to decide what is the repercussion. What do you need to do to correct things for yourself if they won't help you? So that might mean moving yourself away from them, cutting them out of your life, putting more distance between you and them. Whatever you need to do to protect your barriers that protects your value. And fifth, I want you to dedicate real time to activities and hobbies that you really enjoy, that brings you joy and allows you to express yourself. Spend at least an hour a week writing, painting maybe, making music, playing an instrument, playing a sport, anything that fills your glass up. The point is to do things that feed your passion, because your passion feeds your spirit, which brings out the vibrance in you. And doing things you're passionate about that are creative outlets provides you a sense of accomplishment. And it reduces stress, and it starts to reinforce your sense of self-worth. And it does this by allowing you to express your unique talents and interests. That's a huge deal for your mental and emotional state. I need you to work on that mental and emotional state consistently. But if you live by this 5-step areas manual for your self-care, I guarantee you will start to build that self-confidence, build that inner love. You'll start to build that, value system and structure in your mind to where you won't be harping on so much the person that walked away from you, because you'll value yourself enough to move on to find someone better. You won't allow someone else new coming in to run over you and violate boundaries and do things that don't really sit well with you because you are too scared that you won't find someone better. No one's going to want you. These things will cease to exist when you pour into yourself enough and really recognize how awesome you truly are. If you need help with going on that journey to build that self-love, that confidence, or just heal from that breakup by rebuilding your frame, reach out to me or DM me coaching and we will get to work. Let's get it.